How's it going? I'm out the back of our Libby's wee cafe here, and just one of my old pals come through the door and had a bacon roll here. When I started buses, when I was in my 20s, we got a job off of a man to go up to Fort William or somewhere up that way, and this man and me did the first job I ever did on buses. So he's one of our subscribers. This is John.
Alright folks,
So what do you remember about the job?
the job was, the address was Ben Nevis, and that was the only address I was given, but we managed to get them.
Alright, there you go. So what do you do these days?
Me, as little as possible,
Retiring?
near enough.
Alright then. Right, that's us.
Cheers.
Anything you want to say to YouTube, John?
Not at all, no, I'm quite happy dodging away.
Alright, thanks for, I'll get back on here. Alright, so here I am in Scotland. It's just like this all the time. Check it out, eh? Dynamite. Used to live in those flats over there. What's that for timing, eh? That ship there called Woodland, I wonder if that's one of Big John Scott's. He's done well for himself. I used to rent a yard from him. Started off with some leased trucks from Volvo, and a fleet of trucks and a bunch of these big cranes over there that load the ships, you know. I think he's got a couple of ships as well. So they do floating piers and a bunch of stuff to lift the wood off of the islands. It's the Isle of Arran out there. This is on just at the start of the pier. In air. Haim. See, Scotland flag flying in front of the ship. Don't know what that one is in the back, right enough. Who knows? Anyway, there you go. Sunny, sandy beach. Cracking. Hey, so what do you think of the couple of wee videos in Scotland, eh? It's hard to beat it on a summer's day. There's a saying that they have in Goodwood that I remember seeing when I was down there in the coaches. This goes above the racetrack, and it's some race car driver said, "Give me Goodwood on a glorious summer's day and you can keep the rest of the world." And it's much the same here. We don't get a lot of great summer days, but when you do get them, they are exceptional. You know, those beach and the sea and the highlands, and it's very nice. Very nice. So I've been sat here for about 7 hours a day out the back at the wee cafe here in Scotland, doing a bunch of paperwork and admin for the trucks. And to be honest with you, I get as much done here in that 7 hours because I sat here in the corner away from everybody, and the fact that I'm 7 hours ahead of Mountain Time Zone, nobody was bothering me, nobody making any phone calls, nobody held me back, and got cracked through a bunch of stuff. So I find myself at a loose end, so I thought I'll make a wee video. So quick update on what's going on. You saw the new bumper go onto the yellow truck in the last video. Justin is hammering down to Miami with a basketball court that some NBA guy that's from there is putting into his hometown high school or something like that. So we're hauling that down there to put it in a container to go on a ship to go to Barbados. So I think it's Barbados it's going to. So he's on that. What else we got? Bill and Wes are in the oil field, and it has rained in Texas like only Texas can get rain, and Wes gets stuck the other day there. There tends to be a bit of calamity when you get that type of weather in Texas, because that Texas dirt and mud, it creates a horrific you don't even spin in it. You just get stuck in. You know, it just sucks you in, and you're stuck. You can't spin it. Your clutch will spin before your tires will spin. So they're down there. They're moving into a new well in New Mexico now. The one in Texas is finished. The big wells that we normally do, I think they start up again on the 15th of July. So that's what's going on there. That's 3. Wes's truck, his driver's taking some time off tomorrow, I think, taking the weekend off. A well-earned break, I will say. Houston, he's unloading in South Carolina, and we're bouncing him back up to Idaho. Frank, he's unloaded Frank and Brett actually both unloaded in Utah. Brett last night and Frank early this morning. They're headed down to Las Vegas to pick up a couple of basketball courts to bring them up to Idaho Falls for refinishing. And is that it? I think that's it. And I'm here catching up all the paperwork junk and trying to get on top of that. So that's what's going on with the trucks. What have we done here? I've had a fish supper the other night there. That was tasty. And last night I had a nice Indian, and tonight we've got steak pie out of the Dalduff Farm shop. Magic. Some Ayrshire tatties and some green onions. So hold on a second. Aye, so I've been chowing down on some good grub. This morning I had, you hear this, black eggs they call it. The eggs on the black. It's sourdough toast in the bottom, 2 bits, then 2 bits of Stornoway black pudding, and then 2 poached eggs, and then hollandaise sauce over them with sriracha in it. Magic. Highly recommend it. My pal John, he's just going to come on here, I'll show you. He drove buses for me many years ago in taxis. He came in and had a bacon roll yesterday. Haven't seen him for years, but he and I did the first job I ever did in buses. It come through Drew Wilson, who of Wilson's of Carnwath coaches, who's latterly the son, Drew, who runs Drew Wilson Bus and Coach Sales. Anyway, these first 2 jobs, it was part of the Three Peaks Challenge up in Ben Nevis, and you know the Three Peaks is there's one in Scotland, one in Wales, one in England, and so Ben Nevis, we're up there, and the only address we had was Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis is a big mountain, so it's like saying, you know, Mount Everest. Well, where'd you go? Not quite Mount Everest, but you get the idea. Seagulls are noisy buggers. So we drove up there. John got a load and I drove up and I didn't. And I was talking to my pal Mark the other day. They said that must have been 25 years ago I did that. I get £240 a bus going from Ben Nevis one way into Glasgow. He said, you'd be lucky to get that now. I suppose with the current things going round, it's maybe a true statement, but who knows. But it's interesting to get back here and see how things are in the world and see how things are different. I'll have a quick thing up here about when I flew across, right? Get this. So I had to get a test, you know what I'm talking about, before I left. I got it done at Idaho Falls, $150. Got the test, got the sticker on it from out of the machine that does your test, and my name is written on it, but my name and date of birth is on the little sticker as well. So I've got a kind of standard form letter that they fill in your name, sign it, the doctor signs it, all that, and the sticker's on there. Got to Salt Lake to Chicago, Chicago to London. I get to Salt Lake, and the guy looks at my paperwork and goes, yep, that's fine, there's your boarding passes, 2 of them, and they're both stamped docs okay. So my paperwork's all good. So first flight's good, into there. Second flight delayed, and then they start saying, yeah, we need to see everybody's paperwork again to check you in again. So that pisses you off right away. So you go up there and they want to see this same document. So also, before you fly, you have to fill in this thing that says that it's a locator thing to see where you're going and all your details, and then you have to prove that you've bought 2 tests for today and then 8 days. Day 2, day 8, right? So you got to pay for these tests in advance. So you do that, and you get a reference number, and you put it into the little locator thing. Did all that. So I don't know whose idea this is, but I get to Chicago to go on the plane, and the guy says, "Oh no, can't use that. You're not flying with that. No, from here, no way." I'm like, what? He says, "No, can't use that. Your name's handwritten on it." I said, "My name's on the freaking sticker there as well, and my date of birth." "Yeah, that might not be you. That might have been somebody else." I'm like, so what's my choices then? So you can stay here, or you can go get another test, or you can contact the medical centre that you got it from. I thought, great, on a Saturday night I'm going to phone a clinic to get this. I did get somebody out of hours, and he did send in an email, and I walked up to them and said, "There you go," and the woman just went, "Yep, fine." After the supervisor had said no, "Yep, fine." So that's alright. Thinking, well, I'm on the flight, great. I get to London, and I'm thinking, somebody's going to want these documents off me. I've paid $150 to get these documents, and the guy told me in Chicago, if you get sent back, we have to pay the fine. It's on me, not Salt Lake, Chicago. Alright, okay, well, fair enough. Okay, I'll make sure it's right. I get to London, I walk up to the immigration bit, stick my passport in the machine, and my chip doesn't work all the time. And they said, "Oh, go over there to the human being guy." Goes over to the human being guy, and he says, "Where'd you come from?" Told him. "Where are you going?" Told him. "How are you getting there?" Told him. "Have a nice day. See you later." No request for a wonderful high-tech digital email backed up paper test. Never even asked for it. I almost missed my flight. I would have missed my flight if I hadn't been delayed for 2.5 hours. I just think this is all going crazy. There's too many people that don't want to go back to work because they're having too much of a good life without doing it. And until they do go back to work, things are not going to be normal. Everything's going to become more expensive because parts are becoming rare, supplies are becoming stretched. People need to go back to work. Sorry, but that's the way it goes. You don't work, you don't eat. Kind of, you know, but a lot of people have been working, including myself, through all of this, but a lot haven't, and they're the ones that are putting up all the objections about going back to work for the wrong reasons, you know. So I think 15 people died yesterday in the UK because of it, but you know, I watched a thing I saw a thing today that says that 2017 is the last 5 years of flu deaths, and it went like 4,500 one year, up to 8, up to over 20, then back down to 4 or 5 or something like that. No particular reason, just different strains of it and different things. So world has to go on, people need to get back and get grafting, says me, sitting out the back door. So, but no, that's what's happening. This is where I'm at. I've got some stuff I've got to take care of out of this. I'll turn this around here if I can. All the seats are turned around now because if it rains, and it occasionally does in Scotland, we get a wee bit of rain, but it's all turned over like that. But the other side of the fence there, I've got some work to do on the other side of the fence there. Some weeds to kill, some junk to take to the tip, and a wee bit of flat concrete to lay. So if I can get that done, I'll be quite happy. So okay, thanks for watching the video. I'll try and keep you updated. I want to go around and pop into some haulage guys that I know, some trucking companies, and do a wee bit of profile on them if they'll let me. We'll see. Thanks for watching.